G'day guys, how are you all doing today? Steve and Ed, welcome down. I have to apologise if my connection gets interrupted at all during this stream, or the quality is bad. We are expecting some rather large storms to come through the area today. G'day Mick. Hello Brittany and Jared. Jared's lurking around. I told Jared about this one. He's excited because you get to see him catch some nice decent fish in this one over at Tuggerah Lake, so that's what we'll be watching today. Just give it a couple of minutes before we jump right into it. So I believe there are two that I'm going to be doing for this. So there's the first one where Jared reeled in a nice brim, and then the second one where he caught his PB flatty. So we'll be watching them two, as well as our second day of our last fishing adventure, in which we ventured up from the Hawkesbury River to the entrance and fished there for the day. So there's 3 videos that you guys are going to get today, providing that everything goes well. It could be Mick. The first one is probably in there somewhere. This is 3 separate videos, all of the same destinations. So this is they're all up at Tuggerah Lake, but they're all different days. So we used to go there quite a lot. So there's 3 different videos for you guys. So let's give it another minute, and then oh wow. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that sounds like the Tuggerah's about to get hailed on, so give me 2 minutes guys and I'll do a rain check, go put the car under cover somewhere. Ooh. Alrighty, so back after that. So yeah, the whole sky is lit up with lightning out there, and yeah, I read that there was supposed to be some pretty bad hail coming with that storm. So sorry about that, guys. Just had to quickly run out there and put the car close enough to something so that it's sheltered, because yeah, where it was, there's absolutely no shelter. Anyway, guys, let's jump right into it. With the first episode, we're looking at one of our first fishing adventures that we did to the region of Mooney Mooney. Now, this is we'll start off with this one. After this one, there are actually two others that I really want to get into. Same region, but yeah, so quiet in the music. And let's get cracking. So I just realised I won't be able to hear the chat.
Guys, now this is the view that I've woken up to this morning. Down here on the Hawkesbury River, Diribin boat ramp at Mooney Mooney. Well, I was actually woken up twice last night. The first time was for an eel, and the second time was...
G'day Ray, how are you, mate?
That Jared reeled off.
Yeah, she's about to hit us pretty bad here, I think, that storm.
This is one of our favourite spots to go fishing, and it's quite interesting how we ended up here last night. We were actually going fishing today anyway, and we were at the pub enjoying ourselves, having dinner, and we just thought, heck, why not come here early, stop by Mooney Mooney on the...
This one actually had to get taken down there, Steve, because of a copyright claim on one of the songs that I thought was all good, but it apparently wasn't.
I mean, this place is absolutely amazing. If you guys live in Sydney, man, you guys have got to come here. You've got the mountains of Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park right behind you.
A bit windy down here it was.
Ramp here, drop the boat in, head up the Hawkesbury Headlands, where we've gone many, many times. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys around the area again here, and then we're going to head off up to Tuggerah Lake.
Yeah, Ed, I am using OBS for this.
The boat ramp in Mooney Mooney is one of our favourite local spots to head to, and last night further solidified that as we had an awesome night fishing. Head over to part 1 to see the action from last night.
When I was flying the drone on this particular shot, just underneath, you can just see it in front of the drone there were some power lines.
To wake up to a worthy stop off on our way up to the central.
Oh, Ray, trust me, mate, there's plenty of wine and port around here that I can indulge in, but I choose not to tonight. I've got to head to work tomorrow. They're actually lifting the stay-at-home orders for Mudgee tomorrow, so I've got a bloody big day ahead at work tomorrow. So can't get too well into it tonight, unfortunately. I'm not too much worried about hearing anything. It's just there's no undercover shelter here for the car, and the last thing I want is for that car to get any hail damage.
Alright, welcome down lakeside at Tuggerah Lake. Here we are, we finally made it, and what a beautiful morning.
Yes, Steve, there's got some drone footage in these ones.
There we go again.
There they are.
45 minutes on the way here, and now it's time to cast out.
Once we end the live stream today, Ed, I'll give you a couple of messages, try and help you out there with it.
One of our favourite spots. It was one of the first spots that we ever went fishing, and we had a lot of activity here. It was only small brim, but it was a lot of fun, and that's why we've come back here today. We really want to have that same amount of fun coming back out here fishing. So this was the original plan.
Oh, don't we all, Ray? But yeah, haven't tried that out yet.
Added extra, and I'm pretty sure that everyone is happy that we went there. Both Jared and Nathan reeled something in last night, and that was really special for them, I can tell. Especially that nice big brim that Jared pulled in there off the rocks. So we're just going to be chilling here for the day. I'll show you guys around this beautiful place because it really is beautiful here. It's spectacular. It's not too far from Sydney.
I'll tell you what, Ray, mate, if we ever get out camping, I'm sure it's going to be an absolute feast between the two of us.
Like 6:30 in the morning. Anyway, Jared and Nathan are just getting ready to cast out now, so let's see what the day brings.
We rolled in nice and early in the morning. The locals were out in force, but we managed to get a nice spot. We were using chicken thigh as bait like normal. Jared was using his Shimano Sedona XT and I was using my Shimano Sienna HD. Both of these rods are graphite, making it easy to feel all the bites underwater.
This whole video here was shot on iPhone as well, so good quality footage actually this is for what it is, yeah. Well, I think most of it was filmed on the iPhone. There's part this first bit here is on the iPhone, and you can also see parts where I come in later on that's filmed on the DSLR. So lots of little fish here, but it was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Jared still misses these fish to this day.
Another one, wow. Well, that's even smaller.
Little bait fish there. Potty mullet.
He's not sitting still for me to put him back.
Good times these videos. Haven't been fishing like this in a while actually.
Now this is why we love this place so much, isn't it? We've been here like 10 minutes, even though they're only small, and we've caught a couple little fish, you know. It's the fun that we really love this place for, isn't it?
I don't know if you're still around, Jared, but we got to get you more familiar in front of the camera. We're doing fishing interviews with Jared after this. Jared Wade. See, I don't know, Brittany's still around, but Brittany's just bought a GoPro as well. Welcome to the GoPro club, and I'm sure her and Jared will be getting out there as soon as possible to get some fishing videos in. You can see that I switched over to the DSLR here. You see how sensitive these lines are as well. They're Shimano Sienna graphite rod. It's that little tiny fish there, pulled it all the way down.
Another one there, not bad, little tiny fella.
Yeah, we got a decent sized flathead in that you'll see in the second video out here, Mick. But we'd love to get out at the up at the top around the actual entrance and get some in there, get some fishing in there.
One big one. Oh yeah.
Just decent,
There we go. Jeez. Legal. That is illegal. Oh.
nice sized tailor there.
Hell yes.
That is a nice one.
Big fella. Dude, that's crazy.
There you go, mate.
You got a tape measure? He's definitely legal.
Oh yeah, he's legal.
Mate.
So many locals around here too. You can't catch a fish without drawing a crowd. That was a nice fish that tailor was. Although Jared still shows me up in the next video.
Stock Pajero over there.
Oh, I'm talking shit about stock Pajeros. Oops. You can literally see this stuff was actually really really good to edit because I don't have to do much chopping in between the cast and the bite. You can chuck a line out here, and I don't know if you remember, Ray, if you're still around, it's quite like down where we were in Bateman's. As soon as you wet a line, they're onto you. A big pelican coming in there.
Not the RMs.
The audio quality here is pretty terrible.
I was going to chuck you back, not to him.
Pelican got that fish. Yeah, that bloke needs a haircut, whoever he is, doesn't he? My hair's actually getting back to similar length as that. Actually, Jared, you caught a nice tailor up off Gunya Beach there in the Hawkesbury Headlands. Oh, shit. Ooh. Yeah, it seems here in this particular one. Yeah, sorry, Ray. My apologies. You know what I mean. You and Jared went a line. I didn't fish on that trip. Sorry. But, okay, you got me out there. I think this is where Nathan and I caught the fish at the same time. Yeah, this is a good moment here. Yep, there we go. I think this is the one where Jared nabbed that nice flounder too. This was a real workout this day for the old Sienna, it sure was. It seems to be that, yeah, like large school of tailor will come up, and then a large school of brim will come up, and they'll just kind of move up the side of the bank here, and then they'll kind of be on their way. So you see, we were catching a lot of tailor before, now we're catching a lot of brim. We were using chicken thigh on this particular trip, I think, but on one of the other ones we're using salted pilchards. Actually, no, I think this was the one where I was using salted pilchards on the tailor, and they loved it, so... I'd actually like to see that spot again, Ray, when I want to get a chance to go back down there. I'm sure Jared would love to go back down there and see that. If I don't know if you remember that big, massive weather event that we had rip the coast up. I wonder if it's impacted that fishing spot at all. I mean, I haven't even been back to Tuggerah Lakes yet to see if it's been impacted at all. You see, I nabbed Jared's hat there. I hooked this brim sideways, so... I think this particular one was one of our longest fishing sessions that we've ever done. Now, I know that Jared's done some long ones, overnighters with Nathan and stuff like that. This was one of them, so Jared and Nathan had fished the entire previous night from about 10 p.m. up until 5 a.m. and then they jumped in the car, slept the half an hour, 45 minutes drive up to the entrance, and got back out and fished the whole day. So they were absolutely buggered by the end of the day. I actually rolled the swag out there at Derribin boat ramp overnight. We're getting close to the end for this one, we sure are. So lined up right after this one, we've got Jared's favourite. Nice... There we are, the flounder to finish the day off. I wonder how many flounders Jared's caught now. I think it's still at 2 or 3 maybe.
Man, after how long with no fish? Good 45 minutes with no fish. Yeah, and now we've got the flounder. Well, that's all we have for you today, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed what ended up being a pretty awesome overnight fishing.
You can see how hot it was because I'm absolutely battered here. But I'm sure he would love to take you up on that offer, Ray. Anything that we can learn about fishing, absolutely we're interested in. So that's the first one, and now moving on to the second one, Jared's favourite. Oh yeah, Ray, absolutely. We'd love to get back out there fishing again, and we'd love to learn a few things, because I'm telling you, you outfished us down there, or, well, I didn't fish, like I said, but yeah, that was a very impressive performance down there. We actually might even pop that video on at some point. There she is, the big flatty. Now, these people here with that measuring stick were absolutely dumbfounded when Jared ripped that flatty up.
Tuggerah Lakes again, and we're going to be checking out this brand new spot. We couldn't get into our normal spot today, so we decided to come up around the top to this beautiful channel here on the top end of Tuggerah Lake, and we're going to give this spot a try here. It's really deep.
This was one of the first videos that I filmed on the GoPro, I think.
Tell you what he's running in just a second.
Alright, well we got the brand new Shimano Taipan.
Yes, this is
702 snapper.
this is right after Jared went on one of those fishing sprees,
Tuggerah.
where he says, "That's all good, man. I won't be buying any more fishing gear for a while. That'll do me for a while," and then goes and buys another rod. Oh, the rain has started.
Determined to catch something with this lure. You know, I bought it and I'm trying to prove to myself it wasn't a waste of money. Jared will be sticking to the classic chicken fry, like normal. Anyway, let's see how this new spot is. Let's get cracking.
Plenty of weeds in this spot too. You see those big weed banks in there weren't working in my favour.
There are a lot of weeds on the bottom of this channel, and so the little lure is just pulling in all the weeds, which means that it's not doing its job.
Yeah.
The purpose of twisty is to stimulate fish feeding on the surface.
That's right, Jared. I am Brittany, you're also right. Jared is going through another one of those phases again, isn't he? We'll give you an update on another one of Jared's I won't buy any more fishing gear purchases in the next fishing video.
Fishing, so he's got usual chicken fry out there. Hopefully he gets better luck than me. See, he's not relying on the retrieval to attract attention. He's just sitting there and soaking. It's the same problem that I was having here.
It was actually really busy on this particular day up there. There were heaps of people on jet skis ripping through this channel.
For us, and the fact that the boats and the jet skis and everyone just keep roaring through here doesn't help. Anyway, because we're about to get two jet skis coming ripping through here in a second.
Yeah, this first stage of the day, yeah, we finally got to move around the corner because we got sick of the jet skis roaring through. It was kind of annoying. They could obviously see that we were fishing and they would come ripping in right down the close to the shore.
There was too many weeds. There's so many people here. But luckily we managed to find a spot along the road down.
Yeah, Steve, that's exactly right. It is exactly like us not buying full drive stuff. Not like I didn't get an exhaust delivered yesterday or anything.
Guess we'll find out. Down the bottom there, yeah. It's pretty cool.
I think this was the first fishing trip that I'd filmed with the GoPro. I think this was after this. We went fishing up here after we went to Yulwal.
Fish over there trumping on that piece of bread. Just drop this down there.
And this was in the middle of the week too, so... Your new Ultra Gauge arrived today. Ah, right, that's good news. Which truck's that going in, Steve? The Ranger or the Cruiser? You can see in this particular clip my drag was set incorrectly. It's just dragging out. It was only a tiny fish. Look at, you'd think that it's half a metre flatty, but it's not. It's just a tiny little brim, but the drag was all the way out. Look at how small that is. We were having terrible luck today as well on this particular day with fish, but it did fix itself in the end. There we go. There he comes. Look at the people next to us. They're like, what? I should have zoomed in on old mate's face over there. He's like, what the hell? There you go. It's Jared's prize catch that we caught on camera. I think it's probably his favourite catch. Either that or the nice 40 centimetre brim he caught down in Bateman's Bay. His flathead tasted nice, actually. This one did. Cooked him up. And he was quite difficult to actually unhook. He just wouldn't stop moving, so... There we go, Jared. Fish Bandit strikes again. Yep, he was dinner. I look forward to seeing a video on that, Steve, when you decide to do one. That was a great fish. That was definitely a catch of the day. I don't think that was the only good catch you got. I think there was one more that you managed to catch on this day, Jared. Yep, there it is. Nice one. I think we took... No, I don't know if we took this one home or not. I don't remember. Oh, we're already...
Don't know if he's legal or not.
Yeah, Mick, that was a perfect size fish, actually. I managed to get two decent size fillets off of it, so...
Right on the 25.
I don't know if we kept that brim or not.
That bloody big. This one is, that was 25 centimetres, so just on the legal limit. How awesome is that? He's happy. You can't see under the mask, but he's happy.
We must have then.
What an afternoon we've had out here.
You wait till you see the next video that I got lined up after this one, Steve. You'll reckon he's an absolute guru. If you're still around, Ray, you'll recognise the next one that we have lined up very well.
Pilchers, see if we can't snag something up anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed those two awesome catches. They were pretty cool, especially that flatty. We were literally talking about that before. We're like, how cool would it be to catch a flatty? And then there you go. Got a nice dusky out of that anyway. Well, thanks for watching this one, guys.
Alright.
We hope that you enjoyed this day as much as...
So we'll cut that one and then we'll get on to the final. This is probably one of my favourite fishing videos. It's our trip down to Bateman's Bay. Just before I moved, actually. So this one, a little bit of a lengthy one, 20-minute episode. This will be the final episode that we'll watch today. But I've got to tell you, both Jared and Ray can testify. Some great fishing down in this particular area, so... There we go.
That is a... Wow. That is a good size brim.
There we go. There's Ray reeling in a nice catch. It was a really nice spot, this particular spot, actually.
Hey guys, and welcome back to...
Wow.
4x4.
Bad hair day on this one, too, I tell you. Wow.
I stumbled across probably one of the most beautiful beach spots we have ever seen on the New South Wales south coast. So this weekend we are not in a national park, we're not in a state forest, we're not even in a nature reserve. This weekend We are at
It was actually really interesting how we got down here at Bateman's Bay.
Resort right here, just by the beach. So why, you may ask, have we given ourselves this?
I'm glad I shaved, I'm going to say, because, geez, I look a bit untamed in this video.
Again, we're living the luxury life of a caravan park.
Oh dear.
This one is going to be probably our last group trip for a little while, due to circumstances that I'll explain in another video, probably next week or the week after. Now, we are really looking forward to this one, and it is actually interesting how we got here last night. This was not our...
Gee, I do a lot of talking in this video too.
I'll explain that in just a moment, but boy, are we happy with what we were dealt. The weather here is absolutely perfect. There's not a cloud in the sky, and the weather is nice and calm out there on the surf. Perfect for fishing, perfect for swimming, everything that we could have asked for. So hopefully we have a really nice weekend here. We'll show you guys as much as we can, and let's get into it. So how did we end up here last night? Well, we were supposed to...
Nice little spot here, mate.
An hour further south, down the New South Wales south coast, to a place called Mystery Bay. Now, those long-time subscribers...
Yeah, Mystery Bay, lovely place down there.
Been there before, and it is just an absolutely spectacular place. Mystery Bay is probably still within the top 3 of the most beautiful places we've ever been. However, there was an issue down there. Before, they did not have online booking, and due to COVID, they introduced the online booking feature, and they completely booked out the park for a long weekend in some other states.
Steve and Mick.
Canberra, I believe. So unfortunately, we were not able to go there. Lucky that I actually rang them a couple of hours prior to when we were due to depart, and they said that, and I'm really thankful that I did that, because if I didn't ring, we would have been leaving after work that day.
I'm actually very thankful that we ended up here, because we got a great afternoon of fishing in here. This is probably one of our best catch producing trips ever. Well, Jared's best catch producing trip ever.
Lucky we were members with Big 4 due to our previous travelling and all that kind of stuff, and so we were able to get in on a powered site too. So we don't...
Well, I think you might be the same age, Steve.
Or anything like that, so we're really excited for this one. It's quite expensive compared to Mystery Bay, but that's all right. Like I said, this will be the last one group trip for a while. Definitely solo trips will still be a thing, but anyway, let's get into showing you guys around this absolutely beautiful place.
Now, this particular trip here with the drone, I actually started to have some interference with the drone here. There must have been a really strong radio. There must have been a really strong radio or TV antenna around somewhere here, because the interference was incredible on this drone here. It was. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty glad I shaved it off too. I can't believe I thought it looked good. It got to a stage there, actually, the first time. You too. So we're still yet to find someone older than Mud Ducks. Jesus Christ. 63 model. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, bugger. Oh, I've laughed way too hard at that. A lot harder than I should have. Look at all the people down there. They look so tiny. The drone flying along there, but there's that little lagoon off there where we caught or Jared and Ray caught all that fish. When I say we, I don't mean me, I mean Jared and Ray. When I say we caught all those fish, we go Jared heading out into the surf. Absolutely no luck. I mean, we actually went for a swim in this later on, and realised that there was never any chance they were going to catch anything in these swells, because it was so churny out there.
For a swim before, and the conditions out there, they were pretty wild. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but when you're actually standing out there, those waves that go out for about 100 metres...
HD Holden, jeez.
Spit you out the other side. Now, Jared's about to continue his fishing adventures here with the Shimano
Yeah, you know what? It probably was, Steve. The bloody
combo.
drone shit itself not too long after that. I mean, Mick and I both watched it fall out of the sky.
Buddy out of this surf. Anyway, see how he goes.
Well, I don't know what we were thinking there. Like, look at that, standing.
How much luck you having?
How much?
Yep. Why is that?
It might have been my rig setup, so I've changed it.
Or the fact that we're like
Didn't tangle up so much.
60 meters up the shore.
Used a lighter sinker.
So we're excited. Something was interfering with the signal of the drone before. I was just flying it around, getting some nice scenery shots for you guys as always, and it's just so wet, the signal, it was blurring out. The aircraft actually disconnected for the first time mid-flight, so I had to bring it home. Might come down and get some nice sunset shots later, but I guess we'll see. I definitely don't want that to happen again. That was pretty terrifying, having the drone up there lose connection.
The old setup in the back of the Tuggerah here.
In the Tuggerah. So I've got here just this one single plug right here.
The setup is completely gone, by the way. It's all new now.
So the fridge obviously has the option to run off of a 240 plug.
We actually went to a powered site for this.
You can either run it off 12 volt or 240, which is really handy. So that's plugged straight into the power board down there, and that's running off power. Now, the battery, we have a lot of...
Oh, Steve, you're about to get a mention here.
Lights and all that kind of stuff, including this little pump that I've got here. You just flick that switch there, and then within seconds you've got water over there. Okay, all that stuff is run off 12 volt. Now we've got this over here. Now,
Yeah, here we go.
Steve again for this. I thanked him in a video before. Steve from Mud Ducks 4Drive Touring, who told me about this thing. This has saved my life so many times.
With that old battery was so old.
Very old. So I don't have that much usable power at camp. Realistically, this fridge uses a lot of power. So having that battery charger here when I'm plugged into power means that that battery is always topped up from using these little accessories here, like the pump. We've got little lights up here, light strip there, so all that kind of stuff. That battery charger just keeps that battery topped up and in really good condition.
It could be, Ed. Yeah, it was around this time, I think.
When we're plugged into power, and it's just so convenient.
That old battery box in the back there was on its way out. That thing just couldn't hold anything.
So we've had to tie down the sides here on the new batwing awning. It's the first time we've ever had an issue with the wind. Because we are coastal, I guess it's to be expected. So they were coming in like this and they were moving.
No, it still does that, this awning.
Nice tension on them, keep them straight. We're on a slight angle so the wind doesn't blow them around, and these guide ropes here should keep that still. I guess that's the only disadvantage to having such a big awning, is there's such a wide surface area for wind to blow up on.
I think this awning is the only thing about the setup that's still the same.
Experiencing it, so
I've still got that awning on the truck.
That's a brim.
Little tiny fish in here, so we thought, well, where there's small ones, there must be big ones. But look at the amount of people fishing up there. Love about the GoPro, you can just stick it under the water, but there you can see a little brim just swim past.
a few other people fishing over there too. And don't know how those underwater shots just turned out, but there's tons of little fish in here. And like we said before, where there's small ones, there's definitely bigger ones. So, what are you going to do, Jared?
Nathan there. Both excited for this.
What do you reckon about this spot, Jared?
It's promising. I
How
don't know if
deep
I
is
like the other one better.
So right now we're deciding between this particular spot here or another one that's just up and around behind us up there a little bit more. Jared has spoken to someone else that's here who was fishing this morning. And
This is where we met Ray, actually, right here, when Jared first spoke to Ray. So
we were at down there, we were just catching a lot of weeds.
he's about to show us up for the first time.
Getting little nibbles, and they were just dragging them into the weeds. Here there's supposedly less, and so that's good. Look at that. That bloke.
There we go. So Ray's just dragging a brim in there right in front of us, so we're pretty excited.
Okay. That's the hype of this spot then.
And this is where I gave Jared the GoPro, and I was like, "All right, I'll be back, going for a drink." Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well.
Beautiful brim.
Here we go. Now we're getting into the action.
Not bad. So I see that Jared's nabbed that other fellow's spot. Wow, not bad.
He gave it to me. He just, as soon as he visited, we called this guy. So.
Yeah, so the other bloke left and then let Jared use a spot.
What do you want to do with him?
That was actually probably one of the smaller brim that was caught on this trip. So you wait till Ray comes back in the afternoon
How awesome is that?
with a beer. He
Literally just walking
shows us how it's done.
to see what Jared was up to.
If I stayed here again, I would actually stay. You can see behind me a little caravan there. I would stay on that particular spot there, down on the field, nice and close to the fishing spot.
First brim of the trip. He's happy.
I'm happy now. That's all I wanted.
Look better with the beard. I think you're the only person to say that, mate. You're absolutely right, Unpro. Some great fish caught here. I mean, I think this is where Jared caught his PB brim.
Hell yeah.
Live action.
So this little outlet actually doesn't connect to the ocean, so there were so many large brim in this particular spot.
Damn.
Oh dear.
I've got one. Here's the little one.
So you can tell when I have gone missing and Jared is...
There we go.
Yeah, so when I've gone missing, you can see Jared's actually stuck the GoPro on the chair with the jaw grips, just facing...
This one's a little bit more.
There we go. This is Jared's favourite catch, brim-wise.
Oh, geez.
Putting the old Tuggerah to the test.
Oh, that's why. Oh, damn.
Look at the size of this fish in comparison to Jared's leg.
Big brim.
Nice big one.
I don't even know what to do with this one. Oh, that is wow. That is a good size brim.
That'll be a mod I'd like to see to your FJ Ed. Supercharged it.
Maybe even 40. Wow. I think he deserves to be thrown back. He gave me one hell of a fight, so.
That was a great catch, that one.
Eels. It looks like an eel.
Jeez.
He's thrashing around like... Gave him a fight, that's for sure.
Well, at least you get to have a good look at him, mate.
How's that? Line snapped right as we're about to bring him up.
Man. Not bad, eh? Would you count that?
Yeah. People eat them.
Oh, at least everyone got to see that.
There we go. Ray's showing us how it's done. Ray and Jared have two completely different fishing setups actually in this trip, and but both garnishing results in the end.
Not quite legal. They look healthy. Absolutely.
I'm a brim.
A lot of nice, healthy brim in this particular little spot, like Ray said. I mean, I'm pretty sure almost every catch that we got here was either legal size or very, very close to it. I don't think we reeled in many that were under the legal size in this particular spot. And that's just fascinating from where it is, if you guys ever get to see this particular spot. We did throw every single one of the fish back because we, you know, we would love to have come back to this spot and have the same fishing experience again, you know, so might as well guarantee that at least by throwing them back. Plus, you know, yeah. I think both Jared and Ray both had a line snap on this trip. Nice big hook there with that drawn on it.
We did. Absolutely, we did.
Yeah, so when we actually first started talking to Ray here, he was telling us that he'd caught over 30 in the early hours of the morning. And after this, you can definitely see the credibility of that. I reckon there had to be at least 15, maybe even 20 pulled in between Jared and Ray in this afternoon. There were a fair few that weren't actually filmed as well.
Yeah, I reckon. He'd be about 30. Close. Yeah. Wow, impressive.
Big fish, little legs. I guess that's probably why I don't catch any fish who've got long legs. As it doesn't stop, I probably could have added in another gigabyte or two of bloody fishing catches in this video, but I was looking at it and I'm going, gee, it's 25 minutes long. I've caught about 25 fish. Great little afternoon. Here we go. Jared setting another world record. On this trip he caught his biggest and smallest
Here
brim.
we are on our pack-up day. Since we're
All the same fish.
Here quite early, so everyone here is just packing up. Now, what an awesome day yesterday was, especially for Jared. We stumbled across that really nice little fishing spot, and we got a little bit of a helping hand from Ray there. So Ray, if you're watching this, thanks very much, mate, for all your tips and tricks, and also getting some really good content for us, catching all those fish. I mean,
It's good fun, that, even for me who didn't fish.
a little tiny area like that there would be so many decent sized, large sized brim in there. I mean, that was just insane. So today we're just now packing up.
It's definitely not the same fish, mud ducks, they,
to do around
for sure.
here. So we've got a fairly big drive ahead of us back to Sydney. So that's pretty much our plan for the rest of the day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this place as much as we did. This really takes a spot on our favourites list.
It was a great little spot.
Fishing category. I mean, that was just crazy. I've never seen that many good brim reeled out in a short period of time like that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, we will see you in the next adventure.
Yeah, that was a nice little trip, that one it was. There is one more video of the entrance, I think, but we've been on for almost an hour tonight, so I think we'll leave that for the next one, I think. So yeah, very nice little few videos that we had there today. So you can really tell that Tuggerah Lakes and the entrance is a really good spot for like us when we're close to home, but Bateman's Bay definitely had to be the best spot in terms of producing large catches. I mean, Jared and Ray definitely had good fun that afternoon, and that was probably the most decent sized brim I've ever seen reeled out of a little lake like that. That was pretty awesome. I mean, I wasn't even fishing and I was having a great time, so that just shows how good that little spot there was. It was a little bit dear compared to what we were expecting for that weekend, because like I said, we were actually expecting to be down in Mystery Bay for that particular weekend, but I'm kind of glad that we were dealt those cards, because that was great fun down there at Bateman's Bay, and if we didn't end up there, we would never have met Ray and had that awesome afternoon fishing. So guys, that is all that I have for this particular live stream. Like I said, there is one more video, but I might save that for the next one, since we've been live now for 54 minutes. I'm taking this to the next level. You know what? I could take it to the next level if it went over an hour. And it would be the first live stream that we've actually had that went over an hour. But see Ray there using 1 kilogram line with a 3 meter blackfish rod, no lead, and a full prawn for bait. Jared was using a fiberglass rod. I think he was using Taipan, or he was using his Sedona graphite rod there with 15 pound braid mainline with a 20 pound mono leader, running sinker rig and chicken thigh as bait at the start, but then Ray was nice enough to let Jared use some of his whole prawns and larger hooks, and that's when they started pulling in and the bigger fish. So I'm not too sure what Jared caught that PB brim on. I think that was the chicken thigh still, but after Ray came back in the afternoon, a lot of larger sized fish were caught. Not sure if it was the same fish just swimming in circles, a bit hungry, but it was a yeah, it was a great afternoon fishing, and nice diversity of setups in there. Interesting to see what you guys think worked better. I mean, it was regardless, everybody had fun, and we'd love to head back down there again, you know. And at the first opportunity, I think that we will be, due to the fact that that was in a caravan park. We've just got to wait for them to kind of fully open back up again and update their protocols and whatever. Yeah, like I said previously before, if we do get to go back down there again, there was that nice little spot not too far from that area on the grass there that I would probably look to go there, nice and close to the fishing spot. And now with the full lithium setup that's going to be in the car, I won't have to worry about it being on a powered site. So anyway guys, I think that is going to do us. Like I said, we're closing in on the hour mark for this live stream. It's been a great live stream today, actually, a lot of interaction, so thank you guys very, very much for sticking around and watching the whole thing. I really do appreciate it. Closing in on the 1,000 subscriber mark as well, guys, so anyone here watching that is not currently subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of these videos, guys. We're planning on going back to all of the spots that you've seen in this video, and we definitely have some new gear to show off in those videos, so hopefully that'll be coming up. Like I said at the start, Midwestern Regional, which is where I live, comes out of lockdown tonight, but I won't be able to meet up with Jared and travel back to Sydney until New South Wales has hit 80% double dose, which is probably going to be late October. So unfortunately, I won't get to make any fishing videos until late October with Jared, but you might see something there if Jared goes fishing with Brittany. Like I said, Brittany's just bought a GoPro, so looking forward to getting Jared on some of his own solo videos on the channel. You may even see videos without me in them, which would be pretty cool to see, guys. Anyway, like I said, thank you very much for watching tonight's live stream, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning for the video that'll be released. I believe it's another cooking video, the final cooking video that I have in the backlog. And then there will be a video on the Turon River, Turon National Park. And then after that, there'll be a video on Glen Davis. So that'll continue my back catalogue, and then we'll finish it off, and then we'll finally start videos officially as Next Level Adventures after that, guys. So I'm looking at getting out and creating my first video as Next Level Adventures this weekend. Anyway, guys, take care, and as always, we will see you in the next adventure.